All right, what's up everybody? Winston here with Move Up, and we've got another awesome video for you this week. So what we've been talking about is how to raise the standards in your moving business. And so this week, we're gonna be talking about how to really motivate your staff. And before we jump into everything, go ahead, give us a like, give us a subscribe to the channel. So that way every single week, you get this information. This stuff is so valuable, and if you consume it and then act on it, it's gonna scale your business like crazy, and you're not even gonna know it. You're gonna be like, where did we pick up all this information? But it's from all, these little positive deposits that you're making inside of your brain, and that's what it really takes to be successful for a long time in business, in my opinion. So make sure you hit a subscribe. We appreciate it. If you have any questions as you watch this, go ahead and put a comment down below. If there's something that you want more info on, we'll be more than happy to engage with you, okay? So let's jump in. Motivating your business staff. So I think the best place to start is generally, what's the difference between motivation and inspiration? You could probably get into some really scientific definitions here. I'm going to give you the simple definitions, in my opinion, and that is motivation is external and it's generally short term, and inspiration is internal and it's generally long term. But as you listen to that, you're probably thinking, oh, okay, so I want to inspire my people because it's internal and long term. But the problem is that because it's internal, not everybody has inspiration, at least not a big, huge, massive amount of it to take a lot of action. And so the truth of the matter is that there's a lot of people in this country and in this world that just live mediocre. They live average. They live very bland, and that's not great, but you can help them. You can help the people that get hired in your business by dropping motivation in their routine. And over time, you'll see that actually helps engineer the inspiration for themselves, because they've got to do that. The inspiration is internal, but you can provide short-term motivation. And so we're going to talk about a little bit of both of these, but one of the things that I think you probably should just step one, phase one, is find out what motivates your people. Find out what is important to them. Help find what makes them tick. I've got a really great mentor who's he does a lot of stuff, but he's a farmer, and he says, you got to really figure out what makes people tick. And he's a veterinarian, and he talks all the time about what makes animals tick and what makes people tick, and it's so funny because there's so many commonalities. So start figuring out what do people really want, and you'll realize that a lot of it is the same. Like, people want recognition, they want love, they want to be heard, they want to have a family, they want to be have status, or they want to have peace of mind, they want to have freedom. Like, you'll see lots of commonalities when you start asking and talking to your staff about, hey, what do you want? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to accomplish? So when it comes to motivation, start there. Start building better rapport. Start building better relationships inside of the business, okay? Start there and do it genuinely, okay? Don't do this as a scheme to get more out of your people. Do it to genuinely want to help them, right? That's major, super important. And what you want to be able to do is you want to actually help improve their vision. You want to help improve their dream. And I'll tell you, one place to start would be this book right here. This is our book of the week. And this is called The Magic of Thinking Big. It's one of the very first books I read when I started my personal development program 5 years ago. And this book is seriously incredible. I picked this up. I would buy, if you've got 20 people that work at your moving business, I'd buy 30 or 40 copies of this because you want to have extras. I'd buy a ton of these, and I would give every person that gets hired a copy of this book. That's how powerful this book is. Whether they choose to read it or not, it is what it is. But I think you'd be amazed that that simple gesture would go a long way with your people. And it's you providing tools like that and you making those investments that are really going to help your business grow in a way that you never could have imagined. So start with what your people want, okay? And then once you know what they want, the key then is placing those things throughout their routine and throughout their week, and reminders, and when you have your full team together, highlighting people and recognizing people and talking about life stuff. Like, don't always just talk about the business, because that gets boring. Yeah, it's your business and you're crazy fascinated by it, but not everybody else is. To some people, it is just a job. We don't want that, but for some people, that's the reality. It's a way for them to pay bills and make money. And so what you want to do is you want to incorporate a bigger picture, and you want to begin to really expand the way people think, okay? And where that's going to start is figuring out what they want and then talking about how to bridge that gap. And so if they say, well, I want, I just want to not have to think about money. How many people want that? Everybody. I just don't want to have to think about money. I got 2 kids at home. I just want to be able to, if they need new clothes, I want to give them new clothes. If they want to do some trip and vacation, I want to be able to do it and not have to think about it, right? I want to be able to put them through college. So you start piecing together this stuff and get actionable with it. Like, sit down with them and be like, hey, how serious are you about that? Because if you're serious about it, I can help you. I can't do it for you. I can't give you the money, but I can show you how to think to go get it. And you start investing in them. You start showing them that you're bought in. You're all in on them. This is what most employers don't do. They don't spend time to get to know the people and actually figure out like how to help them. And so then everything's superficial. And employers wonder, why are people leaving? Why do people not stay? If you're a moving business, you wonder, why do movers and drivers come and go? It's because you're not all in on them. And I think what happens is, like, in the beginning, we were all in, and then we got burned, right? We put a ton of investment in with somebody, and then they just walked. And then you change your philosophy, right? You were bought, essentially. You decided, hey, it's not worth it anymore. I'm just going to, hey, I provide a job. I'm going to pay you this amount of money. I expect you to do this work. That's that. Hope you have, I want you to have a good time, but that's that. And it's just not the way to really scale a healthy, long-term business, in my opinion. And so when you're developing some of this inside your business, it's going to take your time. It's going to take effort. And one of the things that I recognized was, once I built that relationship, identified what they wanted, started giving them some tools and inspiration, and started helping them, really the motivation, right? Kind of being their cheerleader, right? Cheering them on, then get out of the way, right? Once you start seeing they get their wheels moving, don't be all in their way about it, right? You want to be able to motivate them in a way that fires the person up. So, and maybe they're only fired up for 3 days or 1 day. Well, that's fine. Get them fired up, get them rolling, get out of the way, and then once they come back down, re-engage. Get back involved with motivating them again. And you might have to do that a long time, but over time you should be making investments into that person. So eventually, like, you don't have to come motivate them every single day. They have that inspiration building inside of them to do it themselves. And the last point here is systematizing a motivation plan in your business. One of the ways I've done this at Move Up, and I did it by accident. I didn't sit here and say, oh, I'm going to do this. I just did it by accident. Is every Monday morning at Move Up, we do a staff meeting. And in the beginning, it was just kind of to get everybody on, because all of our people work virtual. So I felt like we needed something where the full team got together. And that's where it started. And then I was like, okay, well, what are we going to talk about here? And I was like, well, I've got all these different positions, like all these people that do different positions. I can't really talk about one person's thing because the other people are just going to check out. So what I decided was, all right, well, I'm just going to talk about life stuff. I'm going to talk about personal development. I'm going to talk about how to have better relationships, how to raise children better, how to be a better husband, or I don't know how to be a better wife, but how to be a better husband, how to be a better spouse, right? How to live a more fulfilling life, how to run your finances better, how to think about money, how to dream bigger, how to execute on your actions, how to have better habits. I just started pouring into my people. And what I would do is I would do it with everybody. And so one time a week, it's an hour of my week, but it's the best hour of the week. It is the one thing in the business that I'm like, that will never go away. And so now I've recognized, oh, this is a system. Every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern, we do that meeting. and it's a routine. All of our people, when we hire a new staff member, the very first thing they generally do is they come on the Monday morning staff meeting. It's how they get started. That's how they get started. It's the very first thing is they come on that meeting, and it's just like, boom, let's go. And so think about, as I'm sharing this with you, think about how could you incorporate that inside your business. Especially with a moving business, it can be a little harder because people are coming and going, and it's different. But figure out how can you get everybody together and then make that investment. Have that plan, that motivation plan as a system, as really a scheduled event. And what you'll find is that as you start doing it, in the beginning, it may feel like it's not doing much. But if you just keep doing it, stay consistent, figure it out, get better at it week to week, make it a challenge every week to do better. You as the leader, you'll find that people start buying in more and more. And then eventually you can start incorporating people into it. That's when it gets really fun. So, we went a little long on this one, but motivating your staff is so important. Remember, the goal is not just to motivate them forever yourself. You want to build inspiration inside of your team. And that's internal. They have to do that, but you can be a catalyst. And I believe that if they're a part of your business, they're your second family. And it's your responsibility to give them the tools and to provide an opportunity so that way they can excel and grow, right? So hope this helps. Again, check this book out. This is an awesome book, Magic of Thinking Big. I'm telling you, just trust me. And go ahead, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next video.